on YouTube? Welcome back to Scents of South Jersey with me, Kellen, for a fragrance review today. We're going to do a special video today. Today's going to be a review of my favorite fragrance. I guess I can call it a re-review because I'm going to kind of revisit this in light of the sad news about its recent discontinuation. I'm talking about the Beast from 1981, the Aromatic Fougere from the house of Yves Saint Laurent. It is none other than Kouros. So as always, I'm going to break down the fragrance by its box and bottle presentation. Then I'm going to talk about the fragrance notes. Then I'm going to talk about its performance on my skin. Then I'm going to give it my overall thoughts and, of course, my overall rating. But I am going to do something a little bit different where I'm going to recommend some clones and alternatives as well, too. And I might throw this in there in upcoming reviews when I can, when I think it's applicable to the particular fragrance. And with this one being taken off the shelves now, I want to make sure that people can at least get an idea of what it smells like if you can't get your hands on the real deal. Let's get started. All right, guys, let's take a look at the presentation for Kouros by Yves Saint Laurent. So we'll take a look at the box. This is the aftershave box. I always get the actual eau de toilette in a gift set, so it comes with a shower gel, but this is what the box would be. It just says aftershave as opposed to eau de toilette. So you can see it here blue with the silver Kouros shape, the line white Kouros, the word there, Yves Saint Laurent. It is a 100 ml bottle. On the top, you have the YSL symbol. On the back, you have your brand information and barcode, and nothing on the bottom but the stamped in batch code for the aftershave. But again, it's the same box. So I have a couple different variations here. You've got the current formulation. This is my bigger bottle. There is no silver lining like it does in the vintage one. You know, they're just beautiful white bottles, just the ceramic white. They're very, very cool looking. They got the silver Yves Saint Laurent symbol on the top there, built-in sprayers. I do have one other one. This is a funny, quick story. You can see this one. This is actually a splash bottle. The YSL is actually pressed in there as opposed to embossed on top like the other two. So this is an even older version than this one is. So my parents came over to my house for dinner, and my dad had saw the scent, and he goes, "Oh, I used to have that," and I didn't remember it growing up. And he swore to me that he had a bottle somewhere. And 2 days later, lo and behold, he texted me a picture, and here it was. And there was a couple other scents in that photo that he had dug up from his closet, and they all had gone bad and spoiled, but this one was not, thank God. And it's a splash bottle. The liquid inside is like almost a thick golden amber, and it's so strong. It's unbelievable. It's beautiful. So, you know, again, you could take a look at the bottle. It's very, very simple. Nothing much on the back. You got some brand information, some different bottoms here from the vintage, the current formulation, and then you take a look at the vintage, these two as well, some different verbiage there. So I'm not sure which version. I didn't really look too far into it. You know, Kouros itself is a name of a Greek god, and I don't normally talk about the perfumer who makes the scent, but with this one, I'd like to point it out, Pierre Bourdin, just an incredible masterpiece that he created too. So I absolutely love the way these bottles look. All right, so let's take a look at the notes for Kouros. Again, with an 80s powerhouse like this, the ultimate 80s powerhouse, there's going to be a ton of notes in this fragrance. The top has aldehydes, artemisia, coriander, clary sage, and bergamot. So in the heart of the fragrance, in the middle, you have carnation, patchouli, cinnamon, orris root, jasmine, vetiver, and geranium. And in the base, you've got honey, leather, tonka bean, amber, musk, civet, oak moss, and vanilla. The most dominant notes with this one, though, is that kind of floral top, fresh, airy scent, and then the musk, the civet, and the honey, I think, in the dry down. Those are the ones that I pick up the most on. So the performance for Kouros by Yves Saint Laurent on my skin is probably one of the best that I have in my fragrance collection. So first we'll talk about the vintage performance. It's absolutely insane. I get easily 15 plus hours from this fragrance. It took me a second to think about how long it lasts. It projects for 5 hours strong. You get an insane sillage trail. And then in the middle of the fragrance life cycle, you're getting a 2.5, 3 foot scent bubble. And it never becomes a skin scent. It lasts on clothes for forever. You know, especially this one. This one is even stronger than this one. But the one that you can get now, we'll focus back to this one, is still a great performance, 9 plus hours, projects really well for 3 hours, great sillage trail. It's maybe a skin scent in hour 9, 10, also lasts really long on clothes. This is one of the best performing fragrances there are out there to this day. The performance is top notch with this fragrance. It will never disappoint you in terms of performance. So application wise, 2-3 sprays max. If you want to go heavy on it, go ahead. It's gonna get you noticed for sure because it's gonna stick out because it performs like a monster. All right, so it's time for me to give my overall thoughts on Kouros by Yves Saint Laurent. It's a real shame that this fragrance was discontinued. I don't get it. It's the greatest of all time, in my opinion. I absolutely love it. They have every type of product to match the fragrance, from shower gel to deodorant spray. Even this is really strong, to regular deodorant. Then you get your aftershave. You have aftershave balm. I have it all. It's absolutely like nothing else that's made today. There's never going to be another fragrance like this fragrance. It's the most masculine scent I own. It definitely is one of the only fragrances that is extremely fresh and airy, and then very dirty and rough and rugged and musky. It's absolutely beautiful. It smells great on skin, on clothes, and in the air. It's just very animalic at the same time. It's beastly. It is definitely, again, it's not for everybody, and it seems like there's either a love or a hate. Like, people absolutely love the fragrance or they absolutely hate it. I'm actually on obviously the strong side, that I love the fragrance, but I don't understand if some people say you can't wear it today, it's dated. I don't get that at all. If you wear this fragrance confidently, you're going to get compliments. I would love to wear this in a social setting. I love the times that I have when I've gone out and wore it, because I knew, I was probably the only person in that building wearing this fragrance, and it's definitely going to get you noticed. It's the perfect scent for a signature scent. It can be worn any time of the year. I read it's got to be, it's a cool weather, fall, winter, maybe in the springtime. I don't buy that. I think you could wear this anytime because of how fresh it smells to me. And the civet, the musk, that is just such a man scent. And it just is light years ahead of anything else that came out in its time, I think. In the 80s, it was, fragrances like this were very, very common, and now they're not at all. And I guess that's probably why, obviously, it was taken off the shelves. So I've been buying it. I'm just encouraging you, go out and get the scent. Worst case scenario, if you have to blind buy it and you absolutely hate it, worst case scenario, you're just going to sell it back to me anyway for probably 4 times what you paid for it when the prices go up. The price is already going up on this scent. It's definitely, I would say 30 and up would probably enjoy the fragrance. I think it can be worn all season, doesn't matter, all year round. I love it in the summertime because when I think of Greece, that's where, obviously Kouros, the name came from. I think of, like beach. I think of, the sunlight. I think this is, could be dressed up. You could wear it out socially. You could make it a signature scent. The only place I probably wouldn't necessarily mess with it is at the office, especially now, because if it's discontinued, I don't want to waste it, even though I have a lot of it. But it's insane, from performance to the scent to its uniqueness. There's nothing like this scent at all. There's a lot that are similar, but nothing comes close to how good this fragrance is. I absolutely love it. Females will like it. You just smell like a man. You smell masculine. It's like a badass scent. It really is the best. I think it's just worth having. Even if you don't love it, just get it. Get the smallest bottle you can, just to try it if you've never tried it before. There are people that love it. There are people that don't like it, but its notes, really heavy with the civet, the musk. It's awesome. It's very masculine. I can't stress that enough. It's my favorite one for sure. All right, so what I want to do now is I want to take a look at some Kouros clones and some Kouros alternatives. So if you're in a situation where you can't get Kouros, sold out, can't find it online, don't want to pay the price it's being asked, whether it's the retail or eBay, private seller, doesn't matter, there are some other options out there that are going to get you pretty close. So the first one's going to be a clone, meaning it's designed to smell exactly like Kouros or as close to it as possible. Everyone has watched this video that likes my Kouros reviews or likes Kouros, The Man Silver by Milton Lloyd. This is probably as close as you can get. I absolutely love this one. Projection, performance, all that stuff is insane with this. It's only $10. You should definitely pick it up. The next clone is one that a subscriber turned me on to, and this is why this is really cool, because I get to interact with all of you and I get to learn things that I had no idea about. I've never heard of this house. It's from the house of, looks like Rich and Ruitz. It's called Sac Passé, and it's kind of a funny name. I hope I said that right. And they said this is a dead-on clone. I'm going to disagree slightly. It's not a dead-on clone to me, but it's very, 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 very close, and it's very close to what they say the vintage formulation is. Pretty cool bottle here. This stuff, it's in that wheelhouse for sure. It's probably, I would say, 98%, where this is 99%. But these are two really, really, really good options if you can't get Kouros or you don't want to spend the money. This is $19.99. This was $10. They're both awesome clones of the fragrance, and I'm really thankful you turned me on to this one because it was awesome. I ordered it on eBay, 20 bucks, had it here within 4 days, and this stuff's great. Great alternative. And I can use these now when I don't want to use Kouros, because Kouros is discontinued, unfortunately. Okay, so the next thing I want to mention are Kouros alternatives. And when I say alternative, I'm thinking of now scents that smell like it, that are in its realm. They're not clones though. They're no means meant to be a impression or interpretation of what Kouros smells like. They just have notes or a vibe or a feeling that reminds me of Kouros. When I put it on, I'm like, yeah, this is similar to Kouros in the way it smells in terms of its like certain specific notes or vibe, like a dirty or musky vibe. The first one I just reviewed recently is Open Black by Roger & Goulet. This has got that cumin note or coriander, one of those herbal, like sort of spicy notes that gives it a sweaty, kind of dirty vibe, and I love that in this fragrance, and that makes it just stand out. It boosts the performance as well, and I kind of thought, wow, this is in the Kouros realm, so this is a great alternative. I think it's $14. It's very inexpensive. It's been a couple people reviewing it. It's been going around, but I think this is an awesome scent. So, and if you're in a situation, again, you don't really want Kouros, but you want something dirty, animalic a little bit, then you grab this one. This is great. Really inexpensive too, but hits on performance and scent like high scores. The next one is another 80s. This is Lapidus Bourgogne by Ted Lapidus. This has kind of got that dirty locker room fresh type of vibe. The dirty locker room fresh is as interesting as a description as that can be, but this one also performs really well and is in the same era as Kouros. I believe this came out in 1987. But this is a good alternative to Kouros. I don't think it smells as good. There's a subscriber that I go back and forth with all the time, and he's a Lapidus Bourgogne fan, whereas I'm a Kouros fan, but I feel like he's kidding. But who knows? But yeah, this is in that realm, and it's really inexpensive. I think this is $13 as well too. Lasts all day, smells amazing, and they make some products to match it as well, like aftershave and soap and stuff like that too. So those are some clones. Those are some alternatives to Kouros if you can't find or don't want to buy real Kouros. All right, guys, it's time for the overall rating for Kouros. I'm going to give it the rating again. Nothing's changed. Presentation, 10 out of 10. Performance, 10 out of 10. Scent, 10 out of 10. And I'm scoring that too with the current formulation, and not like just because I have a vintage now that my feelings change on it. It's still the greatest of all time, the Tom Brady of men's masculine powerhouse fragrances. Again, just give it a shot. Wear it like there's no other cologne to be worn ever. There's nothing that you're ever going to pick. This is the only one, and you will really enjoy it. It's the best of the best. I absolutely love it. Guys, let me know what you think of Kouros. I'm sad to see that it's been discontinued, so go out and get your hands on a bottle right now before they're gone. They'll be around for a little while, but I think it's something that everybody should have because it's the best fragrance, hands down. I wish they made it, and just I wish it got re-released or something like that. Maybe that's what's going to happen. I'm hopeful. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of the video in the comments. Let me know what your thoughts are on Kouros. Have you tried a vintage? Do you like the flankers better? Do you like the original, the current formulation, which I'm a huge fan of as well? Again, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate all of you. Take care.